Damn Yankees.
Ladies and gentlemen, to begin our 44th annual production, we have invited Temple City High School graduate and honorary band director and current varsity head baseball coach, Barry Bacon, to throw out the first pitch to Longton Tiger Shivani Shah.
strike? You're nuts! He's nuts!
Back home in Hannibal, we had heat over 100 lots of times.
Slide!
Casper Niles tried to fry an egg on the sidewalk in front of his drugstore one time.
Good old Smokey, he got a hit.
In Hannibal, they were always saying cool air was on its way from Canada. Well, I certainly don't see any sign of it here, do you? Do you?
Do I what?
See any sign of cool air?
You're blind, you're blind! See any sign of what, dear?
Never mind. It wasn't important. When we met in 1938, it was November. When I said that I would be his mate, it was December. I reasoned he would be the greatest husband that a girl had ever found. That's what I reasoned, that's what I reasoned. Then April rolled around.
Strike 3, ball 4, walk, run, we'll tie the score. You're blind up, you must be out of your mind up.
6 months out of every year, I might as well be made of stone. 6 months out of every year when I'm with him, I'm alone.
You caught the corner!
6 months out of every year, he doesn't take me anywhere. 6 months out of every year when I play cards, solitaire. The other 6 months out of every year, we are hardly ever seen apart. But then the Washington senators take over my place in his heart. 6 months out of every year, I might as well be wearing crepe. Life is just an awful bore from which I find no escape. 6 months out of every year.
Strike 3, ball 4, walk, run, we'll tie the score. 5 ball, double play, Yankees win again today. Those darn Yankees, why can't we beat them? He's out, he's safe, he's out, he's safe, he's out, he's safe, he's out. You're blind up, you must be out of your mind up.
6 months out of every year, he lives by the television set.
He's out, he's safe, he's out.
If you see that man of mine, how does he look? I forget.
Let's go!
6 months out of every year, we know there is no other day.
He's out, he's safe, he's out.
If he isn't told by 6 and 6 to 1, there's a
Let's go!
6 months out of every year, when we cook for them it never pays.
Ah!
Instead of praising our goulash, they're praising the blaze of Willie Mays.
He's out, he's out, he's out, he's out. Strike 3, ball 4, walk, run, we'll tie the score. 5
Might as well be wearing crepe.
Yankees win again today.
Life
Those darn
is
Yankees,
just
why
an
can't we
awful bore
beat
from
them?
which I
He's out,
find
he's out, he's safe, he's out, he's safe, he's out.
no
You're blind up, you must be out of your mind up.
We're dying before the
Let's go!
three below. We're crying for the heavens of
Let's go!
icicles and snow. We go like sleeping soldiers once a year or so. But with them it's a career.
What are you waiting for? April, May, June, July, August,
Men!
September.
5! April, May, June, July, August,
5.
September. 6
Months out of every ride up, you must be out of your mind up.
April, May, June, July, August, September. April, May, June, July, August.
up, you're flying up, you must be. Okay, Sahovic, don't try to murder it. Just slip one through the infield. Come on, get lucky. Oh, boy. The ball's in the dirt and he swings. That does it.
Did the Washington Senators win, dear? Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe they will next time.
Damn Yankees.
What, dear?
I like to lick those damn Yankees just once.
But how can you if they're the champions?
We had just one long ball hitter. Just one.
Honestly, Joe, you're gonna give yourself a stroke if you keep this up. Or at least ulcers.
Wham!
Oh, Joe! Now, my friend, sister, and Doris, they like baseball, but they don't suffer so. Well, I'm going to bed. We've got bridge club tomorrow. Good night.
Yeah, sure. I mean, good night. Good night, old girl. Wham! One long ball hitter. That's what we need. I'd sell my soul for one long ball hitter. Where'd you come from?
Good evening.
Who are you?
A man who agrees with you.
Agrees?
One long ball hitter. That's all the team needs.
You're right about that. You live around here?
My name is Applegate, and I believe we have something in common. A love of the national game.
You bet. Care to sit down?
Thanks. You don't like to see the Senators in 7th place.
Well, they may pull together yet.
I'm here to make you a proposition. Not only would you like to see the Senators win the pennant, but your secret yearning all your life has been to be a baseball player yourself.
Well, I wasn't so bad in high school.
Not so bad. They were scouting you for Kansas City. You've still got your spiked shoes in your glove. They're up in your bedroom.
Who told you that?
Would you like to be the greatest baseball player in all history?
Big joke.
No joke? You can be a great ball player.
I can even bend over and touch my toes.
Try it. Just for laughs. Oh. Try it again.
Oh. What do you know?
With my help, a lot of things come easy. Do you smoke?
How'd you pull that off?
I'm handy with fire.
Who are you?
I am quite a famous character, Mr. Boyd. I have historical significance, too. In fact, I'm responsible for most of the history you can name.
Listen, I don't know what the gag is.
Talking to yourself, so you finally flipped your lid. What are you doing out here talking to yourself in the dark?
Talking to who?
It's a sign of old age, you know, Joe, talking to yourself.
It is?
Is anything the matter?
I was just thinking about the game.
Oh, we went to the game yesterday. It was Ladies' Day.
And I must say, the hot dogs at the park aren't what they used to be. I had the poorest hot dog the other day I ever had.
Is Meg still up?
No, she went to bed a while ago.
Oh, we'll see her at Bridge Club tomorrow.
We just came from our ballet lesson. Come on, Doris. Ow!
They couldn't see you.
No, they couldn't. An amusing little stunt. It was all the rage in the Middle Ages.
I think the heat's got me. You mean you really are?
Can't believe it, huh?
But that's crazy. It can't be.
The world's full of crazy things. Crazier every day.
Gosh, what are you doing here?
Great events bring forth great men, Joe. They arise out of nowhere. They take command. That's history.
What are you talking about?
I have chosen you, the most dedicated partisan of the noble Washington Senators, to be the hero that leads them out of the wilderness into the championship.
The Senators are in the 7th place.
Your sparkling play and powerful bludgeon will inspire the team to greatness. We'll call you Hardy. Joe Hardy. You'll be 22 years old. They'll put a new wing on that baseball museum in Cooperstown, dedicated to you. The Hardy Shrine.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Just leave everything to me.
My job? My wife?
This is a big operation. Can't let things like that stand in the way.
I just disappear, is that it?
Very simple.
And what happens after I stop being a baseball player? Then what will I be?
Well, that's fairly well known.
Yes, but
After all, there's nothing unusual about it. How do you suppose some of these politicians around town got started? And parking lot owners.
still, if what they say...
Look, I'm offering you a chance to be what you wanted all your life.
In my business, we have what we call an escape clause.
This is not a real estate deal.
If I don't like it, I'll be able to get out.
Get out?
I've got my wife to consider.
All right, all right. I don't want to hear any more about your wife. Wives. They cause me more trouble than the Methodist Church. I'm trying to be understanding, but all this haggling. All right, I'll give you a chance to get out.
Sure, in that case.
On the 24th of September, I wouldn't do it, but I don't want to see those damn Yankees win.
You can say that again.
So it's a deal.
It is.
Now the other hand.
That's it?
Sure. What'd you expect? Sign your name in blood or some phony stunt like that? Ha, come on, the team needs you.
Wait, I want to leave a note for my wife. And get my shoes and glove.
All right. Tell her you're going to Little America to interest Eskimos in split-level housing. I'll call a taxi.
Goodbye, old girl. My old girl. When you awaken, I'll be gone. Can't tell you where I go. It isn't fair, I know. But trust in me and carry on. Goodbye, old friend. My old friend. There's something I must let you know. I haven't said it much. I guess I've lost my touch. But my old girl, I love you so. Now I know it hasn't all been rosy. We've had squabbling days when tears were brought about. But in a moment or two, we would bill and coo, and never even knew what we fought about. And now your Joe has to go, but he'll come back to you again. So sleep your sleep, old girl. Our love will keep, old girl, till then.
All right, Joe. Cab's waiting. Hey! Did you? I can't believe it. Wham! And now your Joe has to go, but he'll come back to you again. So sleep your sleep, old girl. Our love will keep, old girl, till then. Goodbye, old girl. Come on! My old girl. Goodbye.
you have to sell insurance over the summer too?
Well, I don't have to, but when I see a guy like you that's not covered, I get worried.
I've been uncovered a very long time, and I don't worry.
Well, everybody should have an insurance program.
Next year, maybe. Hey, Smokey, how's the crossword coming?
Very difficult.
So Ferguson gives me the signal to steal. It was a pitch out. When I got to second, everybody was waiting for me, except Ford Frick.
Hey, Sahovic, what's a three-letter word for a sticky substance? Spit! No, that's four!
Gum!
Oh, gum!
Look, Rocky, what sign is this? Hit and run. Good. Now you're still at bat. I take. Good. Now the count is 3-2. I don't do nothing. How do you not do nothing? Look, after I wipe the take signal, watch what follows. You go for it! Why couldn't you remember that last night? You almost cost us a big inning. It's not that I'm dumb, Benny. Nobody said anything about you being dumb. Exactly. It's just when we play the Yankees, I kind of tense up. I kind of lose my head. I kind of figure, what the heck is the point? Will you listen to this guy?
Benny, there is something different about him.
What are you talking about? I mean, we don't make them same goofers when we play Kansas City. Now, boys, listen up. See, this is what I'm talking about. I know you boys ain't yellow. Smokey, you bang into the fences until you drive me crazy. Rocky, you played 3 games with a broken hand, but your mental state is way off in the left field. Now, boys, listen to me. Baseball is only one half skill. The other half is something else, something bigger. You've gotta have heart. All you really need is heart. When the odds are saying you'll never win, that's when the grin should start. You've gotta have hope. Mustn't sit around and mope. Nothing's half as bad as it may appear. Wait till next year and hope. When your luck is batting 0, get your chin up off the floor. Mister, you can be a hero. You can open any door. There's nothing to it but to do it. You've gotta have heart. Miles and miles and miles apart. Oh, it's fine to be a genius, of course, but keep that old horse before the car. First you gotta have heart. A great slugger we haven't got.
A great pitcher we haven't got.
A great ball club we haven't got.
What do we got? We've got heart. All you really need is heart. When the odds are saying you'll never win, that's when the grin should start. We've got hope. We don't sit around and mope. Not a solitary sob do we keep, mister, 'cause we've got hope. Boys, I'm proud of you. We're so happy that we're humming. That's the hardy thing to do.
'Cause we know our ship will come in.
So it's 10 years overdue.
We've got heart. Miles and miles and miles of heart. Oh, it's fine to be a genius, of course, but keep that old horse before the car.
So what the heck's the use of crying?
Why should we curse?
We gotta get better.
'Cause we can't get worse. And to add to it, we've got heart. We've got heart. We've got heart.
the grin should start.
We're so happy that we're laughing.
Ha ha ha! That's the Hardy thing to do.
Hoo hoo hoo.
So we ain't been autographing. Ha ha ha! Set the sign in IOU.
Hoo hoo hoo. We've got heart. Miles and miles and miles of heart. Oh, it's fine to be a genius, of course, but keep that old horse before the cars.
Who minds those pop bottles flying?
The hisses and boos. The team has been consistent. Yeah, we always lose,
But we're laughing 'cause we've got heart. We've got heart. We've got heart.
Good morning.
Okay, boys! Okay, boys.
Well, I've often wondered what this team did to keep up its morale.
We didn't invite the press this morning, Gloria.
Oh, Benny, you're very foolish to have this prejudice against me just because I'm a woman. My paper gives you as much space as the others do.
We only wondered why you were here so early.
I came down to see naked men.
Could be.
My boss is very anxious to find out what some of your players think of the Yankees.
Look! I'll tell you something right now. My players don't play down for the Yankees or any other club.
Excuse me, but are you Mr. Van Buren, the Washington manager?
Why make something out of the Yankees? They're a swell bunch of fellas and they know
Oh,
that
yes, they're very polite. And then they beat your brains out.
they're just another team as far as we're concerned.
I heard they're thinking about handicapping the Yankees, making them carry extra weight, like with horses.
Yeah? So what's on your mind, Mac?
My name is Applegate. My card, sir.
I'm busy. See my secretary.
Mr. Van Buren, I'm a longtime fan of the Washington Senators.
Listen, Mac, I told you.
And for some time now, I've been beating the bushes for talent. This is my protege, young Joe Hardy. Joe's quite a boy with a bat in his hand, and I'd like you to give him a trial.
So where you been playing, son?
Oh, here and there.
Where's here and there?
If you just let me hit a few, Mr. Van Buren.
What have you got to lose?
Smokey!
He can hit the ball a country mile.
You call me Benny?
Yeah, take this boy up to the batting cages.
Oh, gee, thanks, Mr. Van Buren. I certainly hope
Tell Buster to throw him a few.
Sure thing. Come on, Mac.
Where do you think you're going?
My protege may need my advice.
Buster will give him all the advice he needs. You want to watch? You can go up into the stands. The field is for the players. You don't mind, do you?
Love it, Mac. Just love it. Well, are you coming, my attractive friend?
Well, I'll look. But nothing will happen.
Want to bet?
Smokes. How could the kid be as good as all this? Where could he have been keeping himself? Henry!
Yeah, Benny?
Go out there and tell Buster to throw hard.
He is throwing hard. Can't you hear him grunt?
Then go out there and tell him to bear down.
Sure.
Batting practice is one thing, but how does he do in a game, huh?
Yeah. He's got a nice swing.
Oh, my Lord. She's gone.
Over the fence.
It's just luck.
This is costing the club money. Hey, kid. Yeah, you. Come on in here.
That boy has a career ahead of him, and I bet he hasn't a dime worth of insurance.
Stop. So, what'd they say your name was? Joe?
Yes, sir, Joe.
You hit the ball pretty good, kid.
Thanks.
How's your fielding?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah, my manager was supposed to be here.
Did you need me, Joe?
Yes! Mr. Applegate, they want me to field some.
Well, go ahead. You can do anything. You know that.
So what position do you play?
I'd like to be shortstop.
Get out there. Buster!
How do you like my boy, Mr. Van Buren?
Not bad.
Not bad. Did he kiss that horse hide right out of the park? Did he get the fat out of the bat on that pill? Bye-bye, baby. How about that?
Who's up there? Mel Allen?
Dig, boy, dig.
Say, he's got an arm.
Got an arm? He's got an arm like a cannon.
Hit a couple of Texas leaguers. See how he backs up under him.
What's the story on this kid?
You saw where he was hitting him, didn't you? Over the garden wall. Attaboy, Joe, rifle it home, rifle it home.
Where'd he come from?
His name is Joe Hardy.
Okay, Joe, come on in.
Who's he been playing for?
He weighs 193 pounds and he chews juicy fruit.
You're a big help.
So, never played anything with sandlot ball, huh? Whereabouts?
Out west.
The Midwest. Oh, Hannibal, Missouri.
Is that your hometown?
Yeah, that's it. Boy, does it get hot there sometimes. We just sit around and wait for the cold air to come down from Canada.
You hit the ball pretty good, kid.
Thanks.
I think we might give you a contract. Send you one of our farm clubs for a little seasoning.
Seasoning? That's ridiculous.
What do you say, kid?
No, sir, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I haven't got time.
Time?
Baseball's in a rut. If Ty Cobb came down here looking for a chance to be on the team, you'd send him to Little Rock for 3 years. All right, Joe, let's go somewhere where we're more appreciated.
Gee, Mr. Van Buren, give me one more chance, will you? I love the Senators.
So do I. And there's only a few of us left.
Grab your bat. Buster!
More seasoning, eh? The ball's only going for a 600-foot ride.
That's the longest ball I've ever seen in my life.
I think I swallowed my chewing gum.
Where could he be keeping himself all this time? It's not right. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, kid, you win. Grab yourself a jersey.
You mean it?
I mean it.
Oh, boy! I made it! Oh, man, Mr. Applegate. How can I ever thank you?
I'll find some way.
Oh, baby, this is wonderful. Look, guys, don't think I'm crazy or going off my chump or something, but you got no idea what this means.
Feels good, eh, Joe?
All my life I dreamed. Oh, gee.
Just take it easy, Joe.
I will.
We don't want you getting so excited you'll tense up on us.
I must have tied the wrong knot.
Oh, whoa, let me wait on you, boy. I got a feeling you'll bring us some luck.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, sit still.
Well, I'm glad I came by this morning.
Something happened after all, huh?
Give me the real story in this, will you?
He's a natural talent. That's all.
Oh, don't be coy.
Thanks very much for the loan of your shoes.
You did them good, Joe.
What was the matter with your own shoes? I thought I saw you bringing in a pair.
Well, those are too small for me.
Your own shoes?
Yeah. I guess my feet had swollen. Maybe it was the excitement or the heat or something.
Hey, Joe, I'll take you up to the office to meet Mr. Welch.
Oh, great. Shouldn't I put on my shoes?
I've got it! Shoeless Joe Hardy!
That's what you're gonna call him?
Well, that's what everybody's gonna call him. I'll give this club some publicity.
Shoeless Joe, huh? Pretty good.
I'll help you celebrate, boys.
What's the gag?
Let's make Joe famous.
Sure, I'm willing.
Okay, but how do we make him famous?
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal, Mo.
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal, Mo.
How about a who now?
Yeah! Shoeless Joe from Hannibal, Mo.
What'd you say his name was?
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal, Mo.
She's gonna call him Shoeless Joe. Gee, Miss Thorpe, you sure have some wonderful ideas.
Oh, I've got lots of ideas. Who came along in a puff of smoke?
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal, Mo.
Strong's the heart of a mighty oak.
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal, Mo. Lucky are we to be having him.
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal, Mo.
Just when the future's looking grim.
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal, Mo.
Came a long, long way to be with us today.
With arms of steel like Hercules.
Whoa!
Feet as fleet as Mercury.
Whoa!
He'll fight for us, do right for us.
You'll be a beacon light for us.
He's Shoeless Joe
Joe from Hannibal, Mo. Go, 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 go.
from M.O. Strike at the bow and know you're there.
Shoeless Joe from M.O.
Look out, look out, look out, look out
For Shoeless Joe, the barefoot boy. From M.O. Low, jump, 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 jump. Look out for Shoeless Joe, the barefoot boy.
And in the world of sports, the ailing Washington Senators have signed a 22-year-old newcomer named Joe Hardy to a standard one-year contract. Hardy, a walk-on prospect, turned quite a few heads yesterday in batting practice and had the Senators manager, Benny Van Buren, singing his praises, quipping that he had never seen anything like it. Washington sports columnist Gloria Thorpe quickly tabbed Hardy as Shoeless Joe from Hannibal, Missouri. But who is Joe Hardy? Where has he been playing prior to his debut with the Senators? Little information was available from his agent, Lucifer Applegate, who only stated that Joe weighs 193 pounds and chews juicy fruit.
Joe Hardy's going to be interviewed by the press. Here's one of the players. Oh my God, aren't you coming? No, I don't want him. I thought he was Joe Hardy. You'll never get Joe Hardy. They won't let you near him. Oh, look, here comes Mr. Welch. Who? Welch, the gentleman who owns the club.
Our readers are really burning to get some more dope on him.
Of course they are. And I want to cooperate in every way. That's why I asked you here. But you know, sometimes I don't understand you boys.
May I have your autograph, please? It's for my niece. She's sick. Muscular diathermy.
After all these lean years, we bring you a truly great ball player for all of you to enjoy. Right away, this Gloria Thorpe starts sniping him.
You know Gloria, Mr. Welch, the eager type. She's just curious.
It doesn't help.
I'm curious myself. What about those shoes? You couldn't get into his own shoes?
A pair of spiked shoes. They all look alike. He just picked up the wrong pair, that's all. What's the mystery there? Good grief. This boy's gone from pinch hitter to idol of the nation in 1 month. He's making the whole team come back to life. And then you fellas want to make trouble.
And they'll get Joe Hardy's, too. Here comes somebody. Oh, he's nobody.
Excuse me, sir. Are you anybody?
Not a soul.
Now, Joe, you mustn't be so temperamental.
I'm not. Only the questions that Gloria Thorpe dame asked are none of her business.
Look, a successful interview is important to the box office. Just go in there and play a little ball with them, won't you?
They're a bunch of crooks. You tell them one thing and they write down whatever comes to their heads.
Look, you talk to him. I'll go in and say he's off his feed.
Joe, you're becoming a regular prima donna.
Why can't they just leave me alone? Why can't I just play baseball instead of sitting there, answering a lot of questions, making up things about my past?
It's all right. if you ever get into a jam, you can always turn to me.
I don't want to get in a jam.
Although it seems as though you're forgetting who made you who you are today.
I'm batting .480.
As a baseball player, you are a triumph. But as a man who goes through a bargain, you have something left to be desired. I followed you last night.
Oh?
And the night before.
Oh. Say, don't you just know where I am without all that effort?
No, Joe. I have to do most things the hard way. The only thing that's absolutely effortless is a cigarette trick. And now I'm trying to break myself with a filthy habit. Ugh.
Well, is there any objection to my walking around where I used to live?
Yes! You know how I feel about home and wives. Ugh.
That's why I didn't tell you I was going back, Mr. Applegate. I love baseball, but I'm homesick.
I'm planning some diversion for you. I've sent for a very attractive girl from Chicago.
I don't like people from Chicago. I sold a house to a couple from Chicago once.
Oh, nuts with that, Joe! I'm offering you a chance to meet one of the most fascinating women in the history of the world.
No, thank you.
Well, don't go back to Magnolia Street. Do you understand? I forbid it.
You don't own me yet. Not until after midnight on the 24th.
And then?
It's so terrible just to want to go home.
It's gauche. You're too big for this kind of sentimental nonsense. Now, Joe, you just think things over.
I am thinking things over. Thinking about a lot of things. A man doesn't know what he has until he loses it. When a man has the love of a woman, he abuses it. I didn't know what I had when I had my own love. I didn't know what I had when I said goodbye on love. Yes, a man doesn't know what he has till it is no longer around. But the happy thought is, whatever it is, he's lost, may someday once again be found.
Joe, Mr. Welch wants to have a word with you.
Joe,
Yes, Mr. Welch?
Joe, Miss Thorpe hadn't quite finished talking to you. You don't mind, do you, lad?
I'll do whatever you say, Mr. Welch.
Okay, come on in.
Joe's feeling better now if you've got any other questions for him.
It isn't that I've got more questions, Mr. Welch, but I don't think I caught the answer to the one I asked.
Which one?
Your family.
I haven't any family. They've all passed away. Nobody.
Well, what about friends?
Well, I know one friend he's got. Put me down, little girl.
Well, what about your friends back in Hannibal? Heard from any of them?
If I may say a word, I happen to represent the Hannibal Bugle, and everyone back in Hannibal, Missouri is proud as pumpkins to have little old Joe.
Well, thank little old you, and thank little old Joe.
Quit picking on the boy, will ya? He hasn't anything more to say. If you want to ask more questions, ask me.
Okay, do you think Washington will win the pennant?
When I swim the channel.
Don't be so funny.
What's so funny? What's so funny about Washington winning the pennant?
Now, Joe.
Who's winning more games than we are?
Well, Joe,
I just don't see why it's such a funny idea that we should cop the pennant. All we have to do is win games.
Hear, hear.
I guess I talk too much.
No, you didn't. These newspaper people don't know what it is to have your heart in a ball club. Okay, we're not even in the first division. But strange things happen in baseball. We're playing like a new team. We're climbing. We're moving up. So don't blame me for hoping, and don't blame me for loving this boy that's made it possible for me to hope. So you can go and put it out in your papers. They'll have the pennant sewed up by the 25th of September. Isn't that what we think, Joe?
The 25th. The season ends on the 25th.
Yes, Joe.
We'll have it sewed up by the 24th.
Now there's a statement for you.
How sneaky can a fellow get? Lola,
Hiya, Chief.
welcome to the nation's capital. I see you've made yourself at home.
Thank you, Chief.
Have a good trip?
Perfect. The plane crashed in Cleveland.
Good. Now how about that job in Chicago?
Cleared the whole thing up before I left. I got the old boy to embezzle $100,000, and then I lost it for him at the racetrack. Then his wife left him and he took to drink. I told him I was through, and he jumped out the window. 22nd story.
That's high enough. That's fine.
Want me to try the Empire State on the next one?
No, Lola. This is a straight seduction job. New boy I got a hold of. Look, Lola, I'm really ashamed to say this. I let this real estate genius talk me into an escape clause.
I never heard of it.
And you'll never hear of it again. I've got too much on my mind. I'm overworked. It slipped by me.
I know. Poor dear. Election's coming up.
And so when I made this Joe Hardy deal,
Joe Hardy?
Well, that's his name.
Gee, they say he's great. Clarence just raved about him.
Who's Clarence?
You know. Boo! Splat.
Look, Lola, here's the tie-up. This is a mass torture deal like the 100 Years' War. I've got thousands of Washington fans drooling under the illusion that the Senators are going to win the pennant.
Oh, Chief, that's awfully good. There'll be suicides, heart attacks, and apoplexy, just like the good old days.
Yes. But the key to this whole thing is this fellow. He wants to go back to his wife. Ugh. For all I know, he's sneaking out with her right this minute.
Well, don't worry, Chief. You know I'm pretty good at making men forget their wives. This is a routine case. I'll give him the standard vampire treatment.
Oh, Lola, there isn't a homewrecker on my staff better than you. But this fellow is stubborn.
Oh, come on, Chief. You know I've got what it takes. Don't make me brag. I took the zing out of the king of Siam. I took the starch out of the sails of the Prince of Wales. It's no great art getting the heart of a man on a silver platter. A little brains, a little talent, with that emphasis on the latter. I made mincemeat out of a sweet young farmer. I knocked the fight out of a knife when it pierced his armor, and I'll bet I can upset every male in a Yale regatta. A little brains, a little talent, with an emphasis on the latter. You've gotta know just what to say and how to say it. You've gotta know what game to play and how to play it. You've gotta stack those decks with a couple of extra aces. And this queen has her aces in all the right places. I've done much more than that old bore, Delilah. I took the curl out of the hair of a millionaire. There is no trick getting some hick who is cool, just a little warmer, a little talent, a little brains, with an emphasis on the former. You've gotta know just what to do and how to do it. You've gotta know what tea to brew and how to brew it. You've seen the sign that says George Washington once slept here. Well, though nobody spied him, guess who was beside him? Bring on that boy, he'll be a toy for Lola. Just one more case she can erase with that old buffalo. What's my plan? Same as with any man. I'll use a standard patter, plus a little this and a little that with an emphasis on the
I need those eggs. Here. Get Meg to come with us.
Yes, Megsy. After we finish the baking, how about going on the town with us?
No thanks.
Megsy, you might as well face it. Joe is never coming back.
I like to pretend he is.
Well, you've got to go on living.
I am living.
You know, living life to the full. Now, come with us. After we're done, we're going down to the station to see Gregory Peck come in on the train from California.
Come in. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were the deliveries.
No, I came about... That is, someone told me you had a room you might be willing to rent.
Me rent a room.
Yeah, that's what they said. Some fellow down at the corner. I'm looking for a nice, quiet place.
My goodness, I never even thought of renting a room.
I wouldn't be any trouble. I can promise you that.
Oh, I'm sure you wouldn't, but you see, Mr.
Joe Hardy.
My husband's name is Joe.
Is that so? That's quite a coincidence.
He's away.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yes.
For long?
Not too long, I hope. He had to go on a trip.
Well, maybe that's why this fellow thought you would have an extra room.
I wonder who that could be.
Meg!
Oh, if you'll excuse me. We're cooking for the Bridge Club. A friend of mine and her sister from my hometown. Just make yourself at home.
But he'll come back to you again.
I'm sorry to have taken so long. My friends think it'd be good for me to take in a boarder.
Oh, I'd certainly appreciate it.
They're coming right in to meet you as soon as they fix their hair. I have a room that was my husband's den that we use as a guest room. Would you like to look at it?
Oh, I know it's all right.
You'd better take a look at it. Oh, and I'd have to ask you not to use the downstairs when I have bridge club. That's every 3 days.
That wouldn't bother me. I'd be away for quite a bit anyhow. I'd be away for like 2 or 3 weeks at a time.
Oh, I see.
You have to live in hotels and you go out on the road and you get kind of lonesome just to be in somebody's house. That's why I thought that You see, I was just walking around the neighborhood wishing I could live out this way.
Oh, I guess I see through you. You just miss somebody you've left behind, is that it?
Yes, that's it. I miss somebody something awful.
Well, I know how that is.
A man doesn't know what he has until he loses it. When a man has the love of a woman, he abuses it. I didn't know what I had when I had my own love. I didn't know what I had when I said goodbye on love. Yes, a man doesn't know what he has till it is no longer around. But the happy thought is, whatever it is, he's lost. May someday once again be found.
I know what you mean, Joe, only too well. For I am lonely just like you. Lonely for my Joe, my sweet Joe. How really sweet, I never knew. I never really knew. A woman doesn't know what she has until she loses it. When a woman
I said goodbye on love. Yes, a man doesn't know what he has till it is no longer around. But the happy thought is, whatever it is, she's lost. May someday once again be found.
The room is just up. Oh, here, let me show you.
Not here. Oh, where is he?
He's upstairs. He's gonna take it. He's clearing out a couple drawers.
Don't you want us to look him over first? I thought you said that.
I know I did, but you can just tell. He's such a nice boy. Oh, look out, here he comes. I'd like you to meet my friends. This is Mr. Harper. This is Sister Miller.
Hello there.
And Doris Miller.
How do you do? Isn't it a gorgeous day?
Sister! What? Come here.
Oh, look, Mrs. Boyd, here's a mighty funny thing. When I was clearing out that top drawer, I found an envelope addressed to you.
Oh, that's strange. I thought I looked everywhere after. What do you know about that? My gosh, look, money. Look at this, kids. I guess Joe left that
You're
there.
Joe Hardy, aren't you?
I guess I am.
It's Joe Hardy, Meg, not Mr. Harper. It's Joe Hardy. He's the greatest baseball player. Oh, my goodness, I'm flabbergasted. Oh, gee, Joe Hardy. May I have your autograph? You don't know what's happened to you, Meg. He's a hero. We saw that game in the home run in the 7th. Was that an inside pitch? Was he trying to loosen you up? Oh, and that wonderful double play in the 3rd. Did you hurt your hand?
Yes.
I'm from City Hall.
Where?
City Hall. Just a serving official notice in the neighborhood.
What kind of notice?
New zoning law. No one is permitted to take rumors in this neighborhood.
But they do. People do.
Effective as of today. What's this?
Why, this man...
Don't worry, Meg. I mean, Mrs. Boyd. I know this man. Let me take care of it. I'll be right in.
What is it?
Now, really, Mr. Applegate, you're carrying things too far.
Joe, she's here. I've told her all about you. She wants to meet you. You know, a real sexy baby.
If you're gonna keep hounding me like this, I'm not gonna be able to play worth a dime.
You think I like it too? Wasting my time? Not to mention the money spent on costumes.
Mr. Applegate, can't you understand how I feel?
No.
I was married when I was only 20. No matter what went wrong with my life or my business, there was someone I could trust and a place I could come to where I'd feel protected. This home.
Joe, you're not trying.
If you want to know, I've rented a room here.
And I thought I told you. So, jeez, my hoof. Oh, jeez.
He's gone.
Oh, what did he say?
Oh, he's just a practical joker.
I'm not much of a judge of character. That's what my husband always said.
We're gonna fix your room up with a couple of Joe's old baseball pictures, Mr. Hardy.
My husband's a great fan, you know.
Oh, a fanatic. Every night, in front of the television set, you would see that big, fat slob just sitting there.
In sports news today, the Whammer of Washington, young Joe Hardy of the Senators, continues to amaze baseball fanatics from all across America that have jammed into ballparks to witness the fleet-footed phenom from Hannibal, Missouri. Joe's sparkling play and mammoth drives have left opponents scrambling for the hills, and this reporter has noticed a certain team from the Bronx looking over their shoulders at these upstarts from the capital city. Joe's .524 batting average has inspired the guys by the name of Rocky, Smokey, and Sohovic to hit like some other guys named Jolton Joe, Mickey, and the Moose. And although bashful with the press, Shoeless Joe continues to inspire with a passion that has ignited a team, a city, and a nation that has once again embraced its national pastime.
Haven't had such a good time in years.
Neither have I.
Lost in the sun, he said.
Man, they're just another ball team, that's all.
We was there today.
Oh, Betty told us.
I hope them so-called Bombers had as much fun as I did tonight.
You look pretty near like a ball player today.
3 for 5, kid. 3 for 5.
A lot of Joe's fan clubs want to do things that night. I asked Joe if he wanted this party. He said no. He only wanted to be in the Hall of Fame.
He was kidding.
I don't think so.
Maybe a party for Joe is a good idea. About 6 months from now at the end of the season.
Sometimes I think Joe's 14 years old, and sometimes I think he's 50.
Well, I hear we finally got Joe on television.
Does that surprise you?
I was wondering if you could tell me why he has been refusing to appear before this.
My dear girl, he's shy.
Mr. Applegate, I'd like to ask you just one more question. When Joe was back in Hannibal, did he have the same name?
Yes, Hardy. You spell it with an H.
What's so funny?
Oh, nothing. Something came to mind.
He played a nice game tonight.
His batting average went up 4 more points. Now he's batting .524. Not bad for a raw rookie.
Yes, very wrong.
Lovely girl. She's going to make some nice young man very unhappy.
Three for 5.
Yeah.
Hey, Rocky. That dumb blonde tomato from the drugstore is out there waiting for you.
Well, you tell her to keep on chewing her gum until I get there.
She actually was like part of the reception committee.
Well, you sure are dressed for the parts. Did you guys see Dawson throw on his glove when I hit that 3-2 pitch?
Yeah, I swing at the ball, and next thing you know, I'm riding into third.
Senators 9, well-known Yankees 2. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to memorize that.
Just talk to Mr. Welch, boys. He's pretty pleased.
Woo.
Get some sleep. Tomorrow we'll pin their ears back in a bow knot for them.
Rocky. She says she's tired of chewing gum. She says she wants something to eat.
Well, I see you're receiving formal invitation now.
Say, Joe. Say, Joe. How'd she go?
Fine.
Yes, what did you tell the great invisible audience?
Well, I told them we were lifting our mortgage on the 2nd division and taking out an option on 1st place.
You sound like one of them white-collar workers.
Jeez. I used to sell real estate. Just a sideline.
Well, everybody should have a sideline.
Good evening, gentlemen. Great game, Joe. I'm proud of you, my boy.
Good night, Joe.
Night, fellas. See you, boys.
Yeah, Joe.
Thanks.
Well, Joe, we sure showed those Yankees now, didn't we?
If we could just take that double-headed tomorrow, wouldn't that be great?
You will, you will. I feel it in my bones. Joe, did you notice that attractive young lady sitting next to me in the stands?
Yeah, I saw her.
She wants to meet you. I'll bring her in.
Well, wait till I get my pants on.
That's my boy.
Gee, Mr. Applegate, you know I got sort of a date. Out home, I mean. I know you don't like it.
No, Joe. I've changed my mind. I want you to be happy.
Thanks.
But this girl's a sweet kid and she really wants to meet you.
Sure.
Lola! She talked about you all through the game. Ah, here she is. Joe, I want you to meet my good friend Lola.
How do you do?
This is Joe Hardy.
I have seen him from a distance.
And admired him.
You should not tell what I admire.
Joe, this is Senorita Lolita Banana. She was Miss West Indies of 1957. You may have seen her in the papers.
It's certainly a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Joe, why don't you keep Lola some company for a while? I'll go get a hot dog.
Gee, where's my manners? Won't you sit down?
You are so polite. This is where you all get ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Interesting. The truth is, Mr. Joe, I do not know how to talk to a person so famous like you.
Well, how about you, Miss West Indies? That's going some.
It is silly. I am ashamed he told you. Mr. Applegate tries to show me off too much. Because my picture's in the papers and because maybe I am pleasing to look in a bathing suit. Is that important?
Well, as the fellows around here would say, that ain't bad.
No, Joe. What is inside me? If I am an interesting person, that is important.
Oh, I agree.
Ooh. What are those?
Well, that's where we pack our duffel when we go on the road.
Oh, Joe, you like music? You like dancing?
I'm not so very hot at dancing, but I like music. I studied cornet for 3 years.
Joe, you help me down?
Sure.
Gracias.
I really studied cornet for 4 years. My teacher said I had a natural lip. Oh, when studying cornet, that is. I mean, to play cornet, you really have to have good lips. Oh, God.
Oh, Joe, you wonderful boy.
I am?
You are so honest.
I'm honest. But I'm dumb, too.
I like people who do not brag about themselves.
Well, me too. Look, I don't know,
Do
Mr.
you know you and I feel just alike about things?
We do?
I think we shall become to know each other quite well. Joe, would you like to take Lola someplace tonight?
Gee, I sure would like to, but you know what Mr. Van Buren would say.
He'd say, you lucky boy.
No, he'd say it's late. He likes us to get to bed early.
Any particular place? Oh, Joe, you think I am a naughty girl?
No, I don't. Only you see, I rented a room out in Chevy Chase this afternoon, and I promised I would move in tonight. I've got to go home.
Home?
Yes, I promised to be there.
You want to hurt Lola's feelings?
No, I don't. Only you see that it's...
But Lola wants you to stay with her.
We've got to keep training and strict rules and all that.
You can tell me all their rules.
You're making this very complicated.
Then be a good boy.
I'm trying to.
And do like Lola tell you to do. Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. And little Lola wants you. Make up your mind to have no regrets. Recline yourself, resign yourself, you're through. I always get what I aim for, and your heart and soul is what I came for. Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. No use to fight, don't you know you can win? You're no exception to the rule. I'm irresistible, you fool. Give in. Give in. Give in.
you'll never win. I'm irresistible, you fool. Give in. Give in.
Lola,
Yes, Joe.
if it was you I was coming home to, you'd want me to, wouldn't you?
I see.
You're an awfully wonderful girl, and I wish I was two people, but I'm only one. And I'm married.
What a flop. Just a routine case, huh?
I was wrong. He is different.
Alibi Ike.
I never ran up against one like that before.
Oh, bosh and double bosh. Your methods are old-fashioned. Get yourself a new line. Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets, and Lola gets what she wants.
All right, Chief. Just give me time. Just give me...
There is no time. They go on the Western trip. But when he comes back, oh, then I'll smoke him out. I'll start a scandal in the whole neighborhood.
What kind of scandal?
Good Lord! The boy's living in the house right with that woman. Aren't you shocked? I am.
You didn't have to get your costume on yet. What are you?
Well, I'm a Boston Red Sox. I'm a Detroit Tiger.
Wait over there, please. Miss Weston, every fan club got to rehearse but us.
All right, you may have the stage, but don't take too long.
Put down the sign, Jack.
Don't I get to carry it?
Not while we're singing.
What about a baseball bat?
Later. Now line up. It's a big honor that we're in this show and we want to do well. This is our final practice, kids. The Chevy Chase Fan Club is grateful to you, Joe, because you taught us this big lesson. You've got to have heart. All you really need is heart. When the young saying you'll never win, that's when the grin should start. It's the anthem of America, Joe.
When your luck is batting zero.
Get your chin up off the floor.
Mister, you could be a hero. You can open any door.
There's nothing to it but to do it.
You've gotta have heart. Miles and miles and miles of heart. Oh, it's fun to be a genius, of course. But keep that old horse before the cart. So when the bases are loaded,
The count is 3 and 2. You'll hit a homer, Joe. We can depend on you.
you're a hero 'cause you've got heart. You've got heart. You've got heart.
Perfect, perfect. Now take your places.
Oh, Miss Weston, there you are. I was thinking, I'll make a little speech first, and then we'll bring on these acts, whatever they are. Hope you haven't got too many.
No, there were about 100 fan clubs that wanted to perform, but we just picked the best.
You'll give me a list?
Yes, I have it in the dressing room.
The strikeout fans can't find their costumes.
Excuse me, Mr. Welch.
You feel alright about everything. Do you, Benny?
Well, I'm not bubbling over with joy about the game we played today, if that's what you're talking about.
Well, don't show it. We've come to the end of the season better than I ever dreamed.
We still have 2 games to go.
Just relax. We'll be the champions. All we gotta do is win one of those games.
But the way that Joe cracked up on us today?
Easy, easy. Well, boy, how does it feel to have the whole town honoring you?
Feels like I wish I deserved it.
Hey, we'll get him tomorrow, huh, boy?
Mr. Van Buren, here's the list.
Thank you.
Excuse us, Joe.
I've got to practice my speech.
Congratulations.
Oh, it's you.
I've become a fan, officially. We're putting a dance on in your honor tonight.
That's very nice, Miss Banana.
No, Joe. Miss Banana's gone. No accent. Didn't you notice? She failed dismally.
Kidding me again, I guess?
Just kidding myself. I'm just a bad hussy who organized a fan club without instruction from Mr. A.
He wanted us to lose today, didn't he? Didn't you hear him give me the razz all through the game? Personal things. Anything to put me off. That's why I threw the ball into the stands. I was trying to hit him.
You let in 2 runs and hit an old lady. He was delighted.
What does he want?
Tomorrow's the 24th.
Yes.
I think he doesn't want to lose you.
And what do you want?
I'd like to be your friend.
I guess you mean it. Thank you.
Oh, Joe, you make me feel girlish. And I'm 172 years old. You see, many men have loved me, hopelessly, and I felt nothing. And would you believe it? You're such a good, dumb, loyal, ordinary man. You make me feel tender. It's quite exciting.
Folderol!
Look out!
Oh, Folderol! What business of yours where Joe lives anyhow?
I'm curious, that's all.
Joe moved out of that house in Chevy Chase because he had... Well, Joe, why did you change the hotel?
To be near to you. And let me tell you something else. We're gonna win that game tomorrow. You just wait and see.
That's the spirit. That's the way a ball player should talk, don't you think?
I think a lot of things, my friend. You see, I just came back from a trip to Hannibal, Missouri.
Did you say hello to the boys at the Bugle for me?
There is no bugle, Mr. Applejuice.
You know my name.
Yes, I do. But I don't know Joe Hardy's name.
What was that crack?
One thing I do know. His name isn't Joe Hardy.
Well, if you're referring to the rumor that he's in fact Shifty McCoy, I deny it emphatically.
Who's Shifty McCoy?
Oh, never mind. If I haven't said it, you haven't heard it. What's your big problem anyhow? Why do you say he's not Joe Hardy?
Well, nobody in Hannibal has ever seen or heard of Joe Hardy. His birth is not registered there. He's a baker. Where'd he come from?
Oh, don't be so nosy. Go home. Get married. Have children.
Clear all these things, boys. Excuse me.
Benny?
So, you a part of this shindig?
Benny. Hey, you're pretty.
I know.
Benny, ever hear of a ball player named Shifty McCoy?
Yeah, he's that fella down in the Mexican League. Took a bribe about 4 years ago.
Oh?
Yeah, he threw a game, but they caught him at it, though.
Oh, what happened?
He took it on a lamb. Never been heard of since, as far as I know.
Did you know him?
No, Miss Thorpe. But I do remember seeing his face in the newspaper. It was quite a scandal.
Of course! That's where I'll find it.
Mr. Welch,
Could you tell me where there's a phone? No, never mind.
I'm ready.
we're about to start. Clear everybody.
Tonight is Joe's big night. I'm not going to start off with any long speeches. Later on, we may have to listen to a tribute or two. Right now, we're going to sit down and listen to what some of Joe's fan clubs think of him. This first number is from the I Love Joe fan club. Yup, that's what it says. And here they are.
Who's got the pain when they do the mambo? Who's got the pain when they go up? Who's got the pain when they do the mambo? I don't know who. Do you? Who needs a tail when they do the mambo? Who needs a tail when they go up? Who needs a tail when they do the mambo? I don't know who. Do you? Someone must be sick with the heat, or stepping on everyone's feet. But if everyone's feeling okay, why don't they just feel late when the music carries them away? Who's got the pain when they do the mambo? Who's got the pain when they go up? Who's
got the pain when they do the mambo?
I don't know who.
Do you?
Is there a doctor in the house? Is there a doctor in the house? If there's a doctor in the house, point him out, for there is an element of doubt as to who's got the pain when they do the mambo, who's got the pain when they go erp, who needs a pill when they do the mambo, who needs a pill when they go erp.
Going a little far, don't you think?
Didn't you like it?
Oh, I liked it fine. Puff 'em up. I'll bring 'em down again.
You'll what?
It's already started. Go ahead, homewrecker. You'll see who's got the pain.
Everybody, Mr. Welch has just received a call from the commissioner, and that's one we always want to answer, right? No? Okay. And he says I'm to take over. Now, folks, let's show Joe what we think of him. Come on, Joe.
Joe!
What's wrong, Mr. Welch?
Joe, a very terrible thing has happened. In a few minutes, an extra on the streets will be accusing you of being a fellow who took a bribe down with the Mexican League.
Took a bribe?
Quiet! Quiet! I want Joe to tell us it's not so.
But I wouldn't do such a thing.
The commissioner has called a hearing for tomorrow morning.
But who would say such a thing about me?
If you can clear yourself, you can play. Otherwise, not.
They gotta let me play. Listen, everybody, you've gotta believe me. I'm not any crook. I die for the team. And I will. And we'll win. We've got to win.